welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. Strange angle, isn't it? Don't think I've ever filmed from this angle before. Today I'm going to be sorting out my book trolley. So I've made a video before where I made this book trolley and answered some questions. I will link that down below. This book trolley is normally situated in this very dusty corner here, which actually I will be hoovering before it goes back because it doesn't move from there. It's normally laid out into books for book haul, books that I'll be using for videos coming up, and TBR. But this month it just seems to have gone a bit mad, and when I was filming the book addiction tag yesterday, I mentioned that I needed to sort my book trolley and also said, oh, maybe I should film myself sorting that, and people seem quite up for it. So here I am, sorting out my book trolley on the very day after I said that I would do after filming the book addiction tag. So this trolley I bought from IKEA. I think it was £35. It is on wheels. Like I said, I don't move it around very much. It just stays in that section, but it's I've got a sort of system with it, and that's how I like to sort out my books. Just let that motorbike go by, why not? And yeah, I'm going to do it sort of like bottom up and keep things nice and sort out, because this is like this. I didn't set a TBR for this month. I'm filming this in August, and for some reason I didn't set myself a TBR this month, and this has just ended up being like a whole sort of mixture of books. There's going to be a few little sneak peeks in here, maybe books that I'll be reading for Cosy Reader Night. I'm about to show you some books that that I've got to haul at some point. So yeah, join me just for me to sort this out. So as I said, this is where I keep my books that I'm going to be hauling. So as books come in the post, or as I buy them, they live in here. Oh, this is from when we were playing Chameleon at the weekend. That's just a note sheet that can go in the bin. Boop. And yeah, so any sort of like bookish stuff that I buy or get sent, I pop it in here, and then I haul that, so that all of my haul books are in one place, which is just helpful for me. Just noticed it's quite dusty in there as well. Maybe I should have a little wipe around in there. I'm doing it with my hand. That'll do. So yeah. So the first thing I've got to show, like these are, I'm not going to go into like big details about this because these are going to be in my next haul video, which maybe I'll film next week, who knows. The first thing I've got is not a book, it's a book cozy from the lovely people at who make these little book cozies where you can keep your books so they don't get damaged. So this is just lovely. I have one similar to this which has Father Christmas on it, but this is a lovely like sort of banana leaf one with the book cozy thing on there. I will link down below where you may want to get one of those from, but I think I'm going to use that to keep my e-reader in as well as a book, because it's quite like big, so it'll fit like a book and something else in there. So yeah, so that's got to be hauled. Then I've got Nick and Charlie by Alice Oseman, which is a YA book that I was sent recently. I've got Zadie Smith's new essay collection, which she wrote in lockdown, called Intimations. I didn't realise how long this would be, and then I pre-ordered it, and when it arrived I was like, that long? Not long. So looking forward to reading that. I've also just been sent, I've got to do something about this. In fact, I am going to do something about this. Hopefully, all being well, my parents have a place in France, and all being well, David and I are hoping to go there for a week towards the end of the year. And I'm going to take the first and second book, and maybe even the third book in this series. This is the Mirror Visitor series. They're on the third book. These are YA translated fiction from French. And it's supposed to be really great. Like, the books always look so beautiful, and I've got I don't own the second one in the hard copy finish. I've got a proof of that, but yeah, I need to get around to reading them. Then I've got this, which is very exciting, the short story anthology Outsiders, which is edited by Alice Slater, who I follow on Twitter, and I think she's fantastic. And yeah, it's got all sorts of short stories from our very own Jen Campbell is involved in here as well, so that's exciting. So looking forward to reading that. Then these are two books that I just got sent today. This is You Goddess by E. Foley and B. Coates. You might remember I had a book called What Would Boudica Do? And that was sort of like asking historical females from history what they would do in certain situations, and this is very similar. This is Lessons in Being Legendary from Awesome Immortals. So yeah, and they just look lovely, and they've got like really cool, it's just set out really fun throughout and good illustrations and stuff. And then most exciting today, this is exciting, occasionally when you get sent books from publishers and stuff, you get like little bonus bits, or sometimes sweets, or I'm just trying to think of anything else. I might have got sent artwork before, bookmarks. This is a Christmas book, so excited. This is Tinsel by Sibel Pounder, and it says here, The Girl Who Invented Christmas on the back. This is released in October, and I'm very excited. Look at that front cover. Could that be any more Christmassier? And yeah, I'm very excited about this. So yeah, it's a children's book about a girl who it says here, well, it says on the inside cover, I'm not supposed to be doing this, and this is supposed to be like the book haul. This is supposed to be for a book haul. But what if somewhere along the line we've got all the Santa story a bit wrong? Join Blanche Claus and our best friend Rinky for a funny festive sleigh ride you'll never forget. And I also got sent a chocolate bauble, so I'm going to be eating that once I've hauled it. Although it doesn't go out of date until the 17th of July next year, so I've got a while yet. So yeah, so that's where I keep my haul books. And within that, I normally sort of separate them into like books I've bought and books that I've been sent, or like for instance here, books and bits. So this is where I normally keep books that I'm going to be using for tag videos, or books that I might want to read next month, or books that I know I'm going to be reading for book clubs next month. I'm going to take off these mugs. These mugs are just 2 bookish mugs. They ended up there because, well, first of all, I saw someone hanging mugs from there, and I was like, that's very, very cute. But to be honest, we've run out of mug space in our cupboards in the kitchen, so I just took the 2 bookish ones. This one, which is from Marks and Spencer's and says Bookworm, which is very, very nice. Although I do really enjoy drinking out of that one, so when they're here, they rarely get used. And also this Cath Kidston one, which has got lots of different books on as well. So normally they have pens in, one has highlighters and one has pens, but for some reason one's got pens and one's got not. But you know what, I'm going to take those off for a bit. That one's got beads in it. Where have those beads come from? Who knows. I'm going to wash those up. I'm going to wash those up, and I might even have a cup of tea out of that Bookworm one. But yeah, so this is where the real feather, anyone? This is where the real bother is, because this is not being used for its like what I've used it for, which is to keep books in for next month. So this is my planner, and this is where I write down, I mean, I've had this all year. I bought this in the middle of last year in TK Maxx for like £3.50 or something, and it's very nice. But I keep track of all the books I've read, all the films I've watched, and all the videos I've put out. Colour coded it is, guys. So films are in pink highlighted, books are in green highlighted, and then my videos are in purple pen. And then there I just keep a sort of idea of any ideas of books, videos that I might want to make. So that does sort of, I would forgive that being in there, but it's just in there because there's loads of other toot in there. This is felt tip pens. Last week I was ever so bored and like in my own head a bit when it was really boiling hot and I was just having a miserable time. I couldn't settle to anything. I couldn't settle to read, and I couldn't do anything. David said, why don't you do some of my colouring out of his colouring book, which is Dream Cities? So I did, and I just did a little bit of colouring in here. So again, that doesn't need to be in there. That was just there because it was running out of space. You all right, David?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing. This is David's. This is David's. I mean, I say this is David's, but we use this together. This is our notepad that my sister bought David when he got his new job, and this is what we use mainly for shopping lists and things like that. It's very good. It's from Paper Chase. Goes like this, but yeah, that doesn't belong in there either. This, however, does belong in there because, like I said, I keep books in this second shelf that have that I'm going to need next month, or that I'm going to use for a tag video or something. And the Bass Rock is the book that I'm reading for September's Patreon book club, so that is acceptable to be in there. Then next up we've got something that also doesn't belong in here. It's my Paint by Stickers book. I saw this first on Lena's channel, and she had the artwork bit, which, if I'm being honest, I wish I'd got that. I saw this, I got excited because it had David Bowie on the front, but to be honest, the rest of the people in there I'm not massive fans of. Some of them I like, but I'm not, like, David Bowie's my #1 love out of him, and I should have gone for the artwork ones. But yeah, so I've done Prince and I've done Madonna, and it's like a paint, well, as it says on the tin, Paint by Stickers. You've got like, this is, we won't show you that one because that's Michael Jackson, i.e. someone in there I'm not fond of. I don't know who that's supposed to be. Anyway, you get like, who is that supposed to be, that one? Kurt Cobain. So yeah, you get a blank like that, and then you get pages of stickers, which you then have to find the allotted time. I mean, it's fun. It's fun. I enjoyed it, but like I said, doesn't belong in there. So that can go with sort of like this. I'm putting things in piles to put them back. This can go in the bin. This is the Tesco magazine from July and August in the UK. Our supermarkets, I don't know if elsewhere this does it, but they run like free magazine. Actually, Sainsbury's one isn't free, but I have subscribed to that. I must be due another one of those soon, actually. But yeah, you get magazines for, and it has like recipes in and things that you can buy in store and things like that. Tesco one is very good free one, but July and August, it's done now. It's not quite done yet, but it's done now in my brain. And then underneath here is a whole selection. Oh, here's the aforementioned Sainsbury's magazine that I pay for. This is the July and August edition. £3. I didn't realise it was £3. I thought it was £2. But again, they have good recipes in. So that one I'm hanging on to because I paid for it. But that one I'm chucking because I didn't. And then here are a whole host of magazines. Oh my God, this is so heavy. Last year for my birthday, my cousin Laura and her husband Tom and their daughter Delia bought me a year's subscription to the Simple Things magazine, which is a lovely magazine, which I love, love, love reading. Oh, I've done really well to collect. These are all in order. Oh no, the March, March? That isn't in order. That needs to go there. Anyway, so here is a back catalogue of those, and I've been keeping those in there. But do you know what I'm going to do? When I put them back, when I put this back over, I'm going to put these underneath it. You won't be able to see underneath, but underneath there. And yeah, oh, and here's a notepad with Spice Up Your Notes written on it. That's a good notepad, and I've hardly used it at all, so that's staying out as well. That can go in notepad land. But yeah, so really good magazine, really great subscription. I was so happy when I got that because I love their magazines. Yeah, I'll hang on to those for a while to go. They've just got so much like nice recipes. I'll show you inside one. This is the most recent one, August. They have like really nice recipes. Quite a lot of the time they're vegetarian as well, and then just a little bit of nature writing. There's always a short story in there. There's an exploration of, oh, that's exciting, because I've literally just bought some of these Happy Blossoms flowers from the Happy Blossoms, which are like baked flowers, so they never die, they're just baked flowers. Yeah, and it's just a really lovely magazine, and I get it every month, and I really look forward to getting it every month, and it comes in recyclable packaging, blah 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 blah, really great. But to go over there, heavy. And then all the rest of the stuff in here is some Christmas washi tape. That can go in the craft pile. I've got a little bit of hibiscus and acai berry bubble tea hand cream. I think I got that in a in like a I think that was off of, I got a lovely box of cruelty-free goodies from David's sister for Christmas. I've got a feeling that was in there. Oh God, and then this is from a long time ago. So this, oh, and here's a pencil. This is a pencil that says read more books, but it hasn't been sharpened. Classic me to have a pencil that hasn't been sharpened. And then this is from the Owls readathon earlier this year, which I took part in, but that's been and gone now as well. So yeah, here is the empty now tray, and the only thing that's going back in there is the bath rock, because that's for next month. So they're going to go under there. Sainsbury's magazine can go in the kitchen. Bubble tea hand cream can go in my handbag. These can go on my desk. These can go in the desk, and this can go with our shopping list stuff. So yeah, that's moved just over there. I mean, if I was being good, I'd get rid of that stuff now, but I'm not. Right, so this top one, I'm gonna have to get on my knees for this. This top shelf is a TBR. Oh, I'm gonna raise you a bit, you know, guys. I'm gonna raise you a bit. You raise me up, etc. So yeah, so this is the top deck of this, which is my TBR. But as I said, I haven't set myself a TBR this month for some reason. I don't really know why. I just didn't. So there's a lot of sort of like hangovers from last month and things in there that just aren't getting read, basically, so I need to have a sort out of this. So I've got two pieces of artwork in here. I'm not quite sure why this needs to go. This is from Jessie Cave, who played Lavender Brown in the Harry Potter films. She's got an amazing store where she does like artwork like this. This says, "Don't tell anyone how great our love is, they wouldn't believe us anyway." That's just lovely. And I think I bought that for David for Valentine's Day or something one year. That's got to go on my wall. I need to get a bit of ribbon in there so I can put that on the wall. So that's just there to remind me, however it's been there for months. And then at the back, which just it seems to slot in very nicely, is this Matilda print that my friends Ryan and Amy got for me one year for Christmas, of Matilda sitting upon lots of books. So this has been on the wall, it's been there, and currently it sits in the back of here. So that's where I'm going to leave it, because it just fits very nicely. A few little bits in here before we get onto the books and stuff. another feather. I don't know where all these feathers are coming from. And then 2 highlighters, and then a pencil. Oh, a sharpener. Well, it's not. It says hooray for lists, but it's blunt, so you couldn't use it. Oh, God. And then these 2 are just 2 little cute postcards. David said, oh yeah, I thought you'd like those. They just came when I ordered something from Not on the High Street. And I said, oh, what'd you order from Not on the High Street? It was like, oh, nothing. So I don't know what he's ordered, but obviously something for me. But this one's got a very cute little elephant going da, 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 and this one's got a little snail with a rainbow shell. So I don't know what to do with those. Maybe put them in frames or something. They're very cute. Or maybe send them to people. They're just adorbs. Right, onto the book. So this top little pile of 4, David and I did something earlier this year called book versus film, where I tried to, in the space of David watching the film adaptation of a book, David would watch the film adaptation and I would read the book at the same time, and we'd see who finished. We sort of did it as a race, but it wasn't really a race, because I continued to finish the book whatever and David continued to finish the film whatever, and yeah, we did that earlier this year during lockdown, and we did it over the space of 1 week. Now David and I had planned to do that again, but we couldn't get a week where we could just do that, where we always had something on, so we said we'd do it like little by little, but David is now saying, this is the reason we haven't done it yet, is because wearing headphones, and he has to wear headphones in this heat, makes him really sweaty and gives him a headache. So we're waiting for the time we're waiting for the weather to cool down, because he has to wear headphones because I'm reading, or he's waiting for new headphones to arrive. But yeah, there's 4 books here that I can tell you to get you hyped for it. So Perfume by Patrick Suskind is going to be one of them. Fantastic Mr. Fox by Roald Dahl is going to be one of them. And Call of the Wild, this is Call of the Wild and White Fang by Jack London, but just Call of the Wild. And Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi, but actually I've got to keep that out because that is one of my book club books that I've got to have read for September. I might put that in there. Yeah, I'm going to put that. That's going down one level. And then there's one more. What's that book? It's by Owen Colfer. Artemis Fowl, is that it? That's on Disney Plus. So yeah, we'll get round to those eventually, but just not now. And then here is this pile, which is like a semi TBR, but nothing's really come of it. A couple of these books are books that I've got sent to me, and I was like, oh, I want to read them instantly. So Olive by Emma Gannon, which I would like to read sooner rather than later. However, I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to read it this month, so maybe that's going down a level as well. Pull of the Stars, which I do have to read because this is for my book club online with my friends. I've got to have this read, but that makes it sound like I'm not looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really, really excited about this. By the last Sunday in August, which I think is 2 weeks this Sunday. Pull of the Stars by Emma Donoghue, which is quite tiny because it's set in a pandemic, and I'm just excited about that. So that's got to go back in there. Summer Water by Sarah Moss. I'm going to read that on Summer Cosy Reading Night, which is the 29th of August. So I think I'm going to read something else as well, but this is going to be, and I probably could do that. It's not that long. It's just under 200 pages, so that's going to stay in my top shelf along with the Pull of the Stars. These are my Bernardine Evaristos that I hauled recently. These are all these new lovely front covers. That's Soul Tourist, Blonde Roots, and The Emperor's Babe. I love that purple and everything about that. And I sort of put them in there thinking, oh, I love them so much, I can't wait to read them. But I don't know again if I'm going to have a chance to read them this month. So I'm going to put them down there. This I started and then didn't get very far with. It's got to go back on the shelf because I do want to read this, but now it's just not the time. I want to give it some dedicated time. This is Disoriental by Negar Javadi. This is translated from French, and it's sort of somewhat like modern living in France, and going back to sort of like how is it, what time is it? Telling Iranian history, telling sort of like the Iranian history behind her family. But yeah, I was enjoying that, but I'm not gonna. I need to dedicate some time for that, so that's going to go back on the shelf, and I will read that at some point. And then the last 2 are library books. Oh god, there's so much to it in it. Bit of Minnie's Fluff. I don't even know what that is. It looks like a bit of laminate flooring, and a Beanie Baby tag. And a hairband. Right, they can all go in the bin. Yeah, and then 2 library books, which I think I put in. They were on my TBR last month because I wanted to finish them before I returned them to the libraries. The libraries around here still aren't open properly, so I've still got library books that I got out in March. This one is Grand Union by Zadie Smith, and then this is both of them are their stories, and this is an essay collection, 16 writers on the decision not to have kids, which is edited by Megan Dorm. But yeah, this I've got out from the library so many times and then end up sending it back every time because I never get a chance to read it. So those are both books that I should be reading, but I am conscious of the fact that it is we're nearing the end of August now, so the only books I'm putting back in here are Summer Water and The Pull of the Stars. Should I put these two in? I've got 7 books on the go at the moment. So realistically, any books that go in here, if I'm sticking to the rules, any books that go in here, apart from these two, aren't probably going to get read. So no, I'm not going to do it. So it's looking quite sad now, actually, the thing. Let me put it back in its actual position, and I'll show you it over in its actual position. So here it is, real talk. I'm drying a sheet up there. That's just what happens with lice. So this is the top one, which is my TBR for the month. So at the moment, I've only got 2 books left in there. So Summer Water and The Pull of the Stars. I've actually put the August edition of the Simple Things magazine under there because I realised I haven't even really looked at that. Then if we go down to the second shelf, this is books that I will probably appear on my TBR next month. So there's the 3 Bernardine Evaristos, Olive, Persepolis, and the Bass Rock. And then at the bottom is books that I am ready to haul. And then here, as I said, are the Simple Things magazines. And that is a little sign that I made when I did a fake pub for David. Scampi and chips or vegetarian sausage and chips. But yeah, don't know why that's hiding away in there. Oh, and here's a nice pen. I'll have that. So that's it from me and my book trolley. I hope you had a lovely time doing this video. I'm actually regretting that I didn't do the whole thing here because the lighting is much better here. Let me know if you've got one of these book trolleys. Let me know how you use yours. And I will see you all again soon for another BookTube video. Goodbye!